This is Dr. Saad in front of you, and today my topic is the fifth hallmark of the cancer, that is the limitless replicative potential. What it means that the cancer cells, they are immortal, means that they never die. It means that they have the unlimited capacity to divide. Clear? So now the question arises that why this is so? Why the cancer cells have the capacity of the unlimited replication? So the answer is that there are basically three factors that are involved in the limitless replicative potential of the cancer cells. So the first factor is the evasion of senescence. Evasion means prevention from the senescence. Senescence means aging. Means the cancer cells, they are prevented from the aging. Means they never undergo aging. Now what happens that normally in the normal human cells, what they do, they divide 60 to 70 times, and after division they move towards the senescent stage, means they get old. Clear? After dividing 60 to 70 times, they get old. Now what happens that basically after 60 to 70 times when they are divided, after that the tumor suppressor genes, they are upregulated and they maintain the RB gene, the retinoblastoma gene, in its hypophosphorylated, it means in its active form. When this is in active form, the cell cycle is remain arrested. Clear? The cell cycle remain arrested. So this is the normal pathway that how the senescence occur in the human beings. But in the cancer cells, what happens that there is a loss of function mutation in the retinoblastoma gene, due to which the cell cycle arrest does not occur and cell cycle will continuously be replicated. Clear? So cell cycle replication will be continued. So this is your first means factor that is involved in the limitless replicative potential of the cancer cells. Then we have the second factor, that is the evasion of the mitotic crisis. Now basically does this mean? It means now we have, for suppose we have the chromosome. This is our chromosome. Clear? Normally what happens that each our chromosome has on its end we have the non-coding DNA that is called as telomere. This is the telomere, that is the non-coding DNA. Clear? This is present means normally present in the on the chromosome. What happens that in every replication, whenever the replication occur, this telomere gets shortened. And after 60 to 70 times, when the cell divides 60 to 70 times, this telomere gets too much shortened that further replication does not occur. So you can say that when the telomere is lost, when the telomere is damaged, so now the chromosome, it is sensed as a double-stranded DNA break. Means when this telomere is removed, so now this chromosome, it seems like as it is a double-stranded DNA break. Clear? Now we all know that this double-stranded DNA break is a stimulus for TP53. Now this TP53, it is activated. This causes the cells to arrest and it carrying out the apoptosis. This causes the cell cycle to arrest and cause the apoptosis, means cell death. In this way, the older cells after their division 60 to 70 times when they divide, they are replaced by the new cells. In this way they are replaced. Means they divide up to 60 to 70 times, the telomere gets shortened, TP53 is activated and it causes the apoptosis of the cell. This is the normal pathway. But what if the TP53 gene is mutated or it is inactive? Now what will happen? Now what happens that when the TP53 it is inactivated, there is a non-homologous end joining pathway is activated. Clear? Non-homologous end joining pathway. Non-homologous end joining pathway is activated. Clear? Now what happens? Basically one more function of the telomere. What is the function? The function of telomere that it prevents the binding of the chromosome. it prevents the joining of chromosome. Means when the telomere is absent, the chromosome chances of the chromosome joining are higher. So for suppose we have, this is our for one chromosome, this is your one chromosome, and this is your second chromosome. Now these both chromosomes, suppose that these both chromosomes they lack the telomeres. Clear? Now when they both lack the telomere, so there are more chances of the joining. So the non-homologous and joining pathway is activated, and what happens that now these chromosomes they are joined to each other. These chromosomes they are joined with each other. Clear? So in this way the telomere it is absent in both of them, due to which the joining occurs. After joining of the chromosome, what happens that there is a twisting occurs. Means how? That means this is your chromosome and this is your second chromosome. So what happens that this part it comes here and this goes here. Means a bridge is formed. Now this is the position. This one is attached to this and this one is attached to this, like this. Here it is. The bridge is formed like this. Clear? All you can do simply is that I am making it that how the means this bridging occurs. See this. This is now here and this is here. Clear? This is the twisting of the chromosome. Clear? Now when this chromosome, when these chromosomes when they are joined, so now they will be entering the anaphase. Obviously cell division, they will be entering into the anaphase. In anaphase we all know that the spindles they are formed, microtubules they are formed, and they attract the chromosome towards themselves. So when these chromosomes they are attracted, because they are now what happens that this is now dicentric chromosome, because they are joined with each other. Clear? And this seems like a single chromosome because they are joined together, so they are now the dicentric chromosomes. Now what happens when the spindles they are formed, so they attract the chromosome towards themselves, and now as the twisting has occurred, this twisting is just like a bridge, like this is, and the chromosome the next one is passing like this. So this is forming a bridge. So what happens that now these chromosomes they are attracted, and some part of this chromosome is attached with this one, some part of this chromosome will be attached with this one, and abnormal double-stranded DNA will be formed. New double-stranded or abnormal double-stranded DNA will be formed like this. You can say, for suppose this is your first one and some part of this is attached with it. Clear? And the second one is like it has lost some of its part, means this one has lost some of its part to the next one. This is your other blue one and having the part of this one that is attached here. Clear? And the part of this that is lost, you can see here that this part is lost. This one part is present, the remaining part is here, and you can see that how the abnormal double-stranded DNA they are formed. Clear? So this is all, this whole cycle, this is called as the bridge fusion break cycle. As I told you, bridge, this was a bridge that was formed because of the twisting. Fusion, they are fused with each other, means this is fusion occur, and break means abnormally they are break with each other. So bridge is formed, fusion has occurred, and the break has occurred. In this way, this is called as the bridge fusion break cycle. Clear? Now after this, what happens that in most cases of cancer, almost all cancers, they express the telomerase enzyme. Clear? This telomerase enzyme helps to maintain the function of the telomere. Clear? This telomerase enzyme, you can say this forms the telomere. Clear? This forms the telomere, and in this way this telomerase enzyme helps to replicate. Means further replication can occur due to the presence of the telomere enzyme, as the cancer cells, all cancer cells, they express the telomerase enzyme, so that's why they have the limitless replicative potential because of this telomerase also. Clear? Now this was the second factor that I told you, that is the evasion of the mitotic crisis and how this occurs. Clear? So because of the loss of the telomeres, they are joined with each other. Clear? And after joining, twisting occurs. When twisting occurs, so a bridge is formed. When a bridge is formed, then after that they are separated and abnormally separated. Some part of this is attached with this, some part of this is attached with this one chromosome, and like these are the chromosomes, the chromatids that are formed. And now the cancer cell, they express the telomerase, so that's why they can further replicate. Clear? This is the bridge fusion break cycle. Now we have the third one factor, the last factor, that is called as the self-renewal. The cancer cells has the capacity of the self-renewal. Now what self-renewal, because of this capacity of the, means this you can say property of the cancer cells of the self-renewal, the cancer cells are called as the cancer stem cells, because the stem cell has the capacity for the self-renewal. Now from where these cancer cells arises? These cancer cells, they arise from the tissue stem cells. Clear? Or they can arise from the somatic cells that are converted or transformed into the acquired cells that are having the property of the stemness. Clear? So from there, the tissue stem cells, they may arise, or they may arise from the somatic cells. So this is the capacity of the self-renewal of the stem cells, of the cancer stem cells. So we have studied the three factors, that was the evasion of senescence, how the cancer cells, they evade the senescence, how the cancer cells, they evade the mitotic crisis, and how means there the self-renewal occur. So in this way, these are the three factors that contribute to the limitless replicative potential of the cancer cells. So if you have any question, any query, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.